from Gauteng.
Okay, first question is, what do you think of when you think of the word youth?
I think of young people who are on their journey, who are embarking on a journey to discover who they are. Well, not to discover who they are actually, but to go back to who they used to be before the world corrupted them. So that's what I think of the youth person. I think of them as a vessel that needs to be filled in order for them to flourish.
Okay.
That's a youth, an
So-
empty vessel.
Okay. Some question two. What did you want to be when you were young?
When I was young, I wanted to be an entrepreneur, a lawyer, and a fashion designer.
Okay.
So yes, that's what I wanted when I was young.
Okay. Question three. What is your dream for young people?
My dream for young people is to participate economically. It's to have, to be given an opportunity to. Let me find the English. Can't you stop it?
No. Okay. So another thing. What are you doing now?
So now I consult. I'm an IT consultant by profession, but I also run my own business. Trying to make side hustles. But yeah, so that's what I do. That's yeah.
Awesome.
I consult in youth unemployment, trying to eradicate that through entrepreneurship and exposure on the fourth industrial revolution.
Hi everyone, name is Gosikwana Mpungosa, aka Uzi, and I am from South Africa in Durban, KwaMashu.
Okay. Question number one. What comes to mind when you think of the word youth?
Energetic and future people to actually drive the country forward.
Awesome. Question number two. What did you want to be when you were young?
I wanted to be a politician because I've believed they were the one that could change things in society.
Okay. Question number three. What are you doing now?
I am actually embarking on my dream to be in the space of influence either in my country or in Africa as a whole. So I'm a community developer.
Okay. Question number four. What is your dream for young people?
For them to be actively involved in the developing of their country, especially at their local level.
Okay. Question number five. What is your dream for young people in Africa?
For young people in Africa, that my dream for them is to realize the potential that they have as Africans first, and for them living in the very rich continent as Africa, for them to realize the potential resources that they have in order for them to develop themselves as Africans. That is my dream.
Awesome.
One is Sile, my surname is Mbabalo, and I am from Cape Town, 2015 Activator.
Awesome. Okay, so what comes to mind when you think of youth, the word youth?
People that are passionate, energetic, that wants to drive change in their respective communities.
Awesome. And what did you want to be when you were young?
I've always wanted to be a lawyer, but then my aspiration changed to being a professional teacher.
Awesome. Number three, what are you doing now?
Currently, I'm involved in the youth sector and education and training, literacy, driving change in my respective township.
Awesome. Number four, what is your dream for young people?
Is to see an enhanced, cohesive leaders that have passion, that are driving change as well in their respective communities and building the cohesive leadership in South Africa.
Awesome.
In Africa.
Number five, what is your dream for young people in Africa?
My dream is to see young people taking the baton from the previous heroes that did sow, and they planted the seed for them to be able to become economic participators of the country, and become critical thinkers and thought leaders.
Awesome. Thank you.
My name is Anele Lasbon from Mpumalanga in Standerton.
Awesome. Question number one, what comes to mind when you think of the word youth?
Citizens, especially active citizens.
Awesome. Number two, what did you want to be when you were young?
I've always wanted to be a teacher, but that changed along the way.
Question number 3, what are you doing now?
Currently, I consider myself a community developer because everything that I do is within community development sector, especially in arts sector, poetry sessions, fashion shows, and supporting local arts like your theatrical drama and so on.
Awesome. Number 4, what is your dream for young people?
It's to see them being people who can do things for themselves, changing their backgrounds, their family situations, being independent enough to know what's right for them so that they can have a prosperous future.
Awesome. And question number 5, what is your dream for young people in Africa?
Well, Africa, if we can be policymakers, if we can be young activists, if we can be social change drivers and make sure that in whatever that we're doing in all different spheres, be it I like to speak a lot about substance abuse, being it your teenage pregnancy, I'd really like to see such decreasing in South Africa and that being led by young Africans.
Awesome. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Nomkosi Ncube. I'm from Durban, KZN, in an area called AYED.
Okay. Question 1, what comes to mind when you think of the word youth?
Lively, active, vibrant. Yes, those are the words.
Okay. Question number 2, what did you want to be when you were young?
I always wanted to be a social worker.
Okay. Question number 3, what are you doing now?
I'm currently working as a receptionist in an administration company, and voluntarily I do community work.
Awesome. Question number 4, what is your dream for young people?
My dream for young people is to to see them succeeding, you know. As black people,
Awesome.
we've been through a lot,
Yeah.
and it's actually even currently hard for us to get the basic needs, you know. I really wish to see them succeeding, getting, you know, education, and climbing up the ladder and fulfilling their dreams.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Mujaji Mola from Enable Village, Marude Municipality, Raskororo, Mopani District.
Awesome. Question 1, what comes to mind when you think of the word youth?
Youth, what comes into my mind is youth are lost, you know. We are lost youth, we don't have direction. We rely on bishops, on older people. I think it's about time we take charge. We are in charge of the things, especially on the decisions that are affecting us as youth. Remember, we are doing it for the coming generations.
Awesome. Question number 2, what did you want to be when you were young?
I wanted to be accountant, so unfortunately when I passed matric in 2005, I didn't go to school. I had lack of information on how to apply university and the internet and stuff. That is why I ended up now being activist, because I don't want other youth to go through what I went through.
Awesome. Okay. Number 3, what are you doing now?
I'm doing a lot of things. Where there is youth activities is there. I make sure I attend community meetings. I'm now a station head of, under Activate, but now they're calling them youth hubs. So where I help youth to, especially grade 12 learners to apply online. Since I said, I told you, I don't want them to go through what I went through.
Awesome. Last question, what is your dream for young people?
I think it's educated people won't be used. You know, if we can be educated enough, that is why I'm making sure. I'm giving education. Education is not only to go to university, but the information is power. We must share ideas and so that we can be able to be independent thinkers. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
I think
I'm from the Northwest.
Mm-hmm. Question number 1, what comes to mind when you think of the word youth?
Young people who are connected with one another, but who are still yet to find their own mission.
Okay. Question number 2, what did you want to be when you were young?
Hey, doctor, eh?
Okay. Question number 3, what are you doing now?
Currently, I'm serving as a data analyst for the Department of Education in the Northwest.
Awesome. Question number 4, what is your dream for young people?
Like I said, it's for them to find their own mission and ultimately fulfill it.
Awesome. Question number 5, what is your dream for young people in Africa?
It's for us to understand that it's high time that young people took over because of the old crooks. Their time is over now. So we need innovation, we need sustainability, and we need development. And in order for it to be achieved, only young people can do that.
My name is Karabo Tlabeho. I'm from Atteridgeville in Pretoria.
Awesome. Question number 1, what comes to mind when you think of the word youth?
Future leaders, generation that comes after.
Number 2, what did you want to be when you were young?
I wanted to be a social worker.
Okay. Question number 3, what are you doing now?
I'm currently running my own business, studying and running Activate Station and an NPO that I recently opened.
Awesome. What is your dream for young people?
Young people, I want them to realize a common goal that drives them, for them to fight for spaces that will advocate for their own struggles as young people.
Awesome. And the last question is, what's your dream for young people in Africa?
For them to realize that they are one and their struggles are common, and for them to collaborate and support each other in programs that can advance the continent as a whole.
Awesome.
My name is Zikona Nyateli. I'm from Cape Town.
Awesome. Question number 1, what comes to mind when you think of the word youth?
Energy, fun, life. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Number 2, what did you want to be when you were young?
I wanted to be a marketing guru, but then things changed. I grew up. Yeah.
Okay. Number 3, what are you doing now?
So currently I'm working for Activate as a logistics coordinator, and then I'm also running a program where we focus on youth development in townships.
So number 4, what is your dream for young people?
To be the best and live their dreams and follow their heart, and whatever they do, they must do it responsibly.
Awesome. Okay. Last, what is your dream for young people in Africa?
To grow. It's actually the same, like to be the best, to grow, to have access to opportunities, and to prosper and to grow Africa.
Awesome.
My name is Action Sidaka, and I'm from the Free State in Ordinal Saras.
Awesome. Question number 1, what comes to mind when you think of the word youth?
It's future that they are responsible to constructing their own future, and that they must start constructing it now, because the future is nearer than we think.
Awesome. What did you want to be when you were young?
I wanted to be a radio presenter because of its proximity to our people.
So number 3, what are you doing now?
Currently, right now, I'm involved in many things, but notably, I'm the first aid coordinator for Advanced Academy, and I'm also doing a lot of community development work in my community. Advanced Academy gives free education to young people who are completed grade 10 upwards.
Awesome. Number 4, what is your dream for young people?
My dream is to see young people uniting for common goals and living out issues that will never develop them. So they must start forming against us that protest for work, that protest for free education. Those are the kind of gangsters that we needed.
Awesome. Number 5, what is your dream for young people in Africa?
My dream is for them to unite this continent. My dream is for them to build one Africa, one currency. My dream is to see them not seeing themselves as from different countries, but from one society which must gain sovereignty from Europeans.
Awesome.
My name is Prince, and I am from Port Elizabeth in the Eastern Cape.
Awesome. Okay, so what do you think of the word when you hear the word youth?
Yeah, when I heard the word youth, I think of young people I think of energy, I think of creativity, I think of the future. I also think of laziness, entitlement, criminality, and risk-taking behavior.
Okay. And then what did you want to be when you were young?
When I was growing up, I wanted to be a doctor, surprisingly.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't think I want to be that anymore.
Okay. And what are you doing now?
Now I'm studying to be a social scientist, completely opposite.
Yeah, awesome. And then what is your dream for young people?
My dream for young people in general, I wish young people would participate more. I wish young people would be not just observers, but they become participants in their own governance. By governance, I mean everything. It's not just politics and government. It means taking part in all the institutions of society.
Awesome. And what's your dream for young people in Africa?
Young people in Africa is the same. But for Africa, I think there are more difficult conditions than the rest of the world. So what African young people need to do is extra. They need to do extra than the young people from other parts of the world. They need to take charge of their institutions, their communities, and they also do not need to not merely to become just spectators and observers of their own governance.
My naam is Regan Bekes. Ek kom van 'n klein dorpie in die Noord-Kaap genaamd Kamasis, 120 kilometers buitekant Springbok.
Awesome. What do you think what do you think of when you hear the word youth?
I'm thinking as ek die woord jeug hoor, dan dink ek aan jong mense met die ouderdomme tussen 18 en 35. So dit is waarin ek dink aan die jong mense in gemeenskappe.
Okay, awesome. And then what did you want to be when you were young?
I always wanted to be a doctor, but my mindset changed when I got to high school, so I wanted to become a teacher, and eventually I'm on my way to becoming a qualified community development practitioner.
Awesome. And then okay, you've already answered it. What is your dream for young people?
My dream for young people is to get educated and to equip with skills and knowledge to be able to make a change in the communities and to be a positive change in their communities.
Awesome. And what's your dream for young people in Africa?
My dream for young people in Africa is to get employed, to finish school and go to university to study and become successful in life.
Awesome.
Fanny from PE.
Okay, so the first question is, what comes to mind when you think of the word youth?
Young people.
Okay, and then second question is, when you were young, what did you want to be?
I wanted to be a physiotherapist.
Okay, what are you doing now?
Now I'm a master's student in education.
Awesome.
And I'm a youth development coordinator in the organization I work for.
Okay, and then the next question, what is your dream for young people?
That they may take ownership of their lives instead of, waiting to be rescued or waiting for handouts.
Okay, and what's your dream for young people in Africa?
Oh, that they must realize that Africa is the place to be and make it that home that they always dream of, or that they see in movies when they think of the American dream. Well, how about we have the African dream?
So far the whole workshop.
Okay, the whole workshop.
Yes.
Okay.
I find it so very interesting, and also it's the youth purpose, So in terms of creating such youth hub, so this is going to be the greatest opportunity for young people to come together and have or to unpack social issues. We've got a lot of challenges out there, especially when we're going back to our communities. So such space, they give me a lot of energy now to go back and give me the clear-minded that what I am going to do after this, so I'm ready to go and kick it.
So around HIV/AIDS, what do you think? What have you found about around issues? Have you spoken about HIV/AIDS here? And do you think there should be more about HIV/AIDS in these spaces?
There should be more conversation about HIV and AIDS, because at the very same time, as much as people or young people, they do know about HIV and AIDS, but now we are fighting the stigma, because now we've been telling young people about HIV and AIDS, but how do you handle it? And making sure that we are moving forward and we are having a great country that is not reinfecting and that is not having a high rate of HIV and AIDS. So such places or such platform that they make me to realize that now I need to go back and have take the specific topics whereby that we talk about treatment, whereby that we talk about how can we be able to fight AIDS among ourselves and in our communities. So
sure. You think government? What would you say to government beside with the issue of treatment versus the money that government is spending on treatment, and the amount of money that government is spending on and the new infections? There are those two challenges. The new infections are going up, and then
I'm not going to lie to you that.
From Val.
Okay. What comes to mind when you think of the word youth?
Motivated, energy, yeah.
Okay, and then what did you want to be when you were young?
When I was young, when I was in primary, I wanted to be a teacher, because we all knew about teachers and policemen. And then when I got to secondary, I wanted to be an astronaut because it sounded nicer. So, you know what, I've been changing. And then after matric, I went to study journalism because I thought I wanted to be a journalist. So, yeah.
Okay, what are you doing now?
I'm an entrepreneur, a social entrepreneur.
Awesome. What's your dream for young people?
My dream for them is to realize their passion, and then use their passion, and just for them to actually know what they are passionate about, so that they can find themselves in a space whereby whilst making money they are happy, because that is important for their mental health.
Awesome. And what's your dream for Africa?
My dream for Africa is for Africa to unite. We're so separated. For Africa to unite, for people to be humans before they are South Africans, people to realize that we are humans before we are South Africans, before we are women, before we are men. We are humans, and then we are African first. Before anything else, we are African first.
Awesome.
I don't like that interview.
So Marshani, South Africa.
Okay, question one, what do you think of when you think of the word youth?
Of the word youth?
Yes.
I think of the word youth in three different contexts. Within our context in South Africa, based on the National Youth Policy, I think of youth as anybody from the age of 14 till 31. And if we take it higher, I think of youth as anybody from the age of 16 to 35, and within the African context, I think of youth as anybody from the age of 14 till 40.
Awesome. Okay, so what did you want to be when you were young?
What did I want to be when I was young? I wanted to be a pilot. The dream was ignited because I was exposed to transport at a very young age when I was playing around the now or Tambo International Airport.
Okay,
and now because the age does not permit me to go training for piloting, I've decided to play around in flights.
Okay, what's your dream for Africa?
My dream for Africa.
Youth in Africa.
For youth in Africa, that they could. My dream or vision for the youth in Africa is that they could perhaps deny or oversee all these obstacles that have been disturbing them from uniting. And once they unite, then the African dream of 2063 could possibly materialize in our lifetime.
I'm from Pumalanga, in Tlatlau area.
Okay, what do you think of the word when you hear the word youth?
When I hear the word youth, I think of a quote from Ulanin say that the mission of the youth is to learn.
Okay. And then when you were young, what did you want to be?
When I was young, I wanted to be a doctor. But unfortunately, I couldn't be.
Okay. What are you doing now?
Currently, I'm doing agriculture, farming, and producing vegetable production and eggs layers.
Okay. And then what is the youth? What is your dream for the youth?
My dream is for young people is to achieve the economic and freedom in their lifetime and able to sort their issues in their respective communities.
Okay.
My name is Masiho Khasereke. I'm from Kurumani in the Northern Cape.
Question 1, what do you think of when you think of the word youth?
I think of vibrancy, I think of activeness, I think of energy.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is basically what comes to my mind.
Okay, and then question number 2, what is gosh, I forgot the question. Okay, the number 2 is what did you want to be when you were young?
What did I want to be when I was young? I wanted to be a teacher.
Okay, and what are you doing now?
Now I'm running a business. It's a coaching and mentoring business. It has just emerged. So I do a lot of facilitation and all. So when I was young, I was being at school, you just think that being a teacher is a great achievement. Not that it's a bad thing, but as you grow and you find your purpose and you see what you like and you find yourself, you actually get to do things that you like. And for now, that is what I'm just trying to push in terms of pushing my purpose as far as the business, venture into training also, inspirational speaking, so forth and so forth.
Okay, and then what's your dream for youth?
My dream is, I would say, collaboration, harmony, one mind, one spirit. After all, as the youth, maybe of South Africa or Africa at large, we should find a common goal, or we should be having at least the same goal. And then as we come together, when we agree as a collective, we shall conquer more. So I imagine South Africa, full of youth who agree on a specific goal that they want to achieve, and that way together we can conquer and achieve more.
My name is Natasha Olivier, and I am from Ekurhuleni in the East Rand.
Okay, what do you think about when you hear the word youth?
I think of young people, active citizenship, and I think of zealousness.
Okay, and what did you want to be when you were young?
When I was young, I've always wanted to be a doctor, medical practitioner.
Okay.
But I couldn't because of financial constraints.
Okay, what are you doing now?
Now I am in business, so I have my own company that deals with skin health, skin beauty, and skin fitness, and I also run a couple of initiatives on the side, which are community-based and others are arts-based.
Okay, and what's your dream for youth?
My dream is to see young people being whatever that they want to be, them following their passions, them turning South Africa into something that is amazing, being ripples of change wherever they are and contributing meaningfully into the economy.
Okay, and what's your dream for youth in Africa?
My dream for youth in Africa, Africa has a whole lot of young people who are vibrant and who are very innovative and who have brilliant ideas, and I just want to see Africa become one of the leading countries that will make things happen globally, and to see young people manifest what is not being manifested into the physical.
Stellin Mekwe from Gauteng.